shout, austerity, austerity, as they dig with their snouts. They cry out, it's the poor to blame for the woe. Now the poor have to suffer, no place can they go. The disabled, the old, the kiddies can't eat, while the government give themselves a very large treat. The 12 billion to save, who will next be, all in this name of austerity. People have died, but no one will see. The papers, the news is blocked out for me. They say that work will set us free, but how can this possibly be? 0 hours, low wage, work there for free, how come they cannot see? The time to stand, let them hear, we will not show them any fear. We all stand together in the streets, shoulder to shoulder with my peeps. This government has to see it's the people who are first, before austerity.
Okay, let's go.
Back in 1703, William and Mary landed here and they got rid of England. The United Kingdom was formed and England was eradicated. Not a lot of people know that.
This government says about cuts. Well, 16 billion is unclaimed of benefits per year. Now, I'm an organisation of the OMDM. It's on Twitter 2015 and on the, Facebook.
Yep.
Now, for disabled, we're protesting. We've been sending emails with our letters saying to how we are, how we feel. We feel like we're scroungers. And it's about time it stops. The disabled have been picked on the last 5 years. Now it's the employed, low pay. Where's it going to be next? Who's going to be next? It's time it needs to stop.
I'm here because I had my daughter when I was 14 and I've always worked, I've always been reliant on state benefits and I've always made it work. Now that all these cuts are coming, my daughter has a mental health problem and everything has stopped. She's living in a homeless place without the mental health support she needs and she's living on £45 a week and it's wrong and it needs to stop.
Thank you very much.
That's all right.
My name's Rosemary Clark and I live in Brixham and I'm here because I'm getting older and I think by the time I am old there'll be no health service left, there'll be no services like free buses, libraries, whatever, so I just felt I've got to come on this to show other people we need to do something.
We bailed out the banks using our taxpayers' money, using the sovereign, the nation took over the debts of the banks and through quantitative easing and through the tax breaks and through incentives.
Group of people that are saying, look, we really can't go down this road anymore. Austerity is just a philosophy, it's just an ideology.
It's a government policy.
It's a policy.
That's the definition.
It is a policy.
Austerity, the actual definition of the word in the dictionary, is a government policy.
Yes. And it's neoliberalism gone mad.
Yeah. And billions and billions and billions of pounds have been transferred from the public purse into the hands of big private corporations. And that is why we're having to go on this march today. It's an absolute disgrace. We're being led by thieves. That's all they are.
We're here particularly today to support the ILF because we know people, severely disabled people who desperately need their independence.
Would you like to explain just generally what the ILF is?
Oh, the ILF. See, it's had so little publicity overall.
Give it some.
It's the Independent Living Fund. And the Independent Living Fund enables people who are severely disabled to live independently in their own homes with a full-time carer. Well, several full-time carers, probably. But it enables them to work. And there are severely disabled people now who are so unsure of their futures because although councils have been told that they need to ring-fence this money, the money isn't necessarily being ring-fenced and they don't know what their future is, so they can't even plan ahead on how they're going to work.
Thank you so much. The support we've had so far has been absolutely phenomenal. The first speaker today is going to be Alex from TUSC. Thank you. That's Trade Union and Socialist Coalition.
What a fantastic day. We share the sweets out. We don't grab them and fight them all for ourselves and make sure that no one else gets any. This is a wealthy country, but the sweets are all being pocketed by less than 1% of the population. Let's fight for a society in which we the people own the biggest multinational companies and the banks, and where people's needs come before the needs of profits. Thank you very much.
My name is Sam Moss, I'm the chairman of Torbay Green Party. So, just what is austerity? Austerity is ideological, but we have an alternative to austerity. A better plan. A fair economy that works for all. Every single one of us needs to share in this. Taxing bankers
was 11. 11 firefighters. We had 2 full-time fire engines and the aerial ladder platform, and 11 firefighters. David Cameron, on the eve of the election in 2010, said there would be no cuts. David Cameron, on the eve of the election in 2010, said there would be no cuts to frontline fire services. That's what he said. So unsurprisingly, he lied. Today, in Torquay, there are 4 firefighters on duty.
From over the bay, you've joined together here, and you're taking action, voicing your concerns. I want to introduce first, Kath.
I work in my community. I volunteer at my community centre and for an organisation called ROC, Redeeming Our Communities. We see on our estate children going hungry, children walking around with shoes hanging off their feet. This is disgusting. We are not a third world country. This should not be happening.
The majority of young people are expected to do a 4 weeks' work and the same work as their colleagues over the age of 25. We have laws in our country which deal with equality, diversity and discrimination. People and businesses are expected to abide by these laws or face prosecution. So why are the government discriminating against our young people by not paying them an equal wage?
The people who are in the town halls, they're all fighting for their egos. They're not interested in you. I know this, I've spoken to them. I spoke to the mayor the other day and he wants to be your corporate parent. Has anybody here heard of a thing called corporate parentship? Nobody's heard of it. Go and listen to what your councillors are talking about. They're talking about taking your children. That's next. That's next. They're already taking them from 2 years old into care or whatever, into schools, so that the men and women have to work.
He's got a really good point there, isn't it? I mean, we do have to stop tolerating it and get more active. I think that is a big problem, is that we kind of moan and we go online and we don't like stuff. We do have to get active.
Austerity does not work. It is a political strategy that flies in the face of economic reality. I am grateful for all you're demonstrating. I am grateful for all of you demonstrating your support for a more compassionate society through your walk, Molly Scott Cato.
My name is Kate Cook. I don't actually live in the Bay, but I've come on the march today because I work with families in Torbay and I have done for the last 70 years. Here today, because I see every day how these cuts are eroding their lives and making things even more difficult to survive and to bring up their families. Torbay is where I live, it's where I work, it's where I feel passionate about, and I want things to change, and I will help with the movement that will make that possible.
We are surrounded by tragic failure of government, environmental, social, economic. We know it's not just wrong, it's backwards.
Prevent the huge corporate tax evasions. Once the banks are reined back in, once the equality gap between the richest and the poorest is narrowed, once we scrap traders at a cost of 100 billion. Things will not change because of summits or politicians giving speeches, but through us and because of us. We are not powerless, but powerful. The choice is truly ours. Thank you.
There were so many people in Rockham who are suffering. Today I really do feel passionate about, what we stand for at the end of the day. But it's through organisations like this, which I've now gladly come on board, that we can actually go forward and we will no longer be silenced. Thank you very much indeed.
But the 99% of us will actually have to live on very little, and will actually have to live on basically what's on the back of here. Nothing.
Yeah. The problem in the United Kingdom today is the living wage does not pay enough money for people to live. A national living wage by 2020 should be £11 to £12 an hour, because the government has taken the support away from students, the middle class, the working class, and everybody around the United Kingdom.
The council now pays more money for me to live in a smaller property. Where is the sense in that? They spend so much money. It is just so wrong when you've got people with common sense who would probably do it for free. We would run the country. We would make, hunger. There wouldn't be hunger. There wouldn't be homelessness.
They took away the EMA grant so that the students who would normally not have to work in order to support themselves doing an education now have to take a job. They may still go to college. The government says, oh, they still go to college. Yes, but because they're working, their grades are affected. So they get a D when they should have got an A because they should have spent time studying. They've also just done away with the inheritance tax for the very rich. Up to £1 million, you can still not pay inheritance tax because people have worked hard for their houses and they deserve to pass them on to their children. It's a matter of ideology, not economics. Thank you for listening.
There were a core of us who started all this, and we will all carry on working together after today, as we are such a strong group who share the same common goals of helping to stop these government cuts. We have no leaders, no egos, and no personal agendas, and that kind of solidarity to improve the lives of vulnerable people is something this government will struggle to contain for a very long time. Okay, thank you everyone, thank you so much for coming today, thank you.